Hello, welcome back to I Create For You. We've got a Friday the 13th happening today. So fitting for our Ghosts Among Us book. Let's get into, this is going to be like restaurants. It's actually labeled Eat, Drink, and Be Scary. So it'd be like bars and restaurants that are haunted. The story we're going to do today is called Hide and Seek. Next door to the Pioneer Restaurant is the Brick Tavern. The tavern used as a favorite setting for northern exposure. Fans might gaze around the familiar rustic watering hole and expect to see the characters Holly and Shelley serving beer behind the bar. While the actors have moved on, others have left something behind, quite possibly their souls. Bartender Jeremy Kaner still seemed shaken as he set down a tray and told me about the encounter he had when he began working at the Brick Tavern in the summer of 2003. He and a roommate shared an upstairs apartment, and one night, shortly after moving in, they glanced at the security monitor, which kept them tuned in to the scene at the bar. The bar was closed and buttoned up tight for the night, but movement on the monitor caught their attention. "There was a little girl staring at us," said Jeremy. He pointed out the tiny white camera in the corner of the ceiling. "See that camera?" he asked me. After scrutinizing the ceiling for a moment, I noticed it and nodded. "She was just standing there, staring at the camera," said Jeremy. "She was little, about as tall as the pool tables. Her blouse was white with puffy sleeves." Okay, pause here. Why do they always seem to be wearing white? Okay, back on. When his roommate got up and started running to go check out the scene, Jeremy watched the monitor and saw the little girl run at the same time, as if she could see them through the camera too. "She ran behind the pool table," said Jeremy. "The guys searched, but there was no sign of anyone there." When a co-worker later learned that Jeremy had seen a ghost, she casually asked him, "Oh, did you see the man or the little girl?" That was it for Jeremy. He gave notice to move out of his apartment. "I'll work here, but I'm not going to live here," he said. And related another incident when owner Wanda Najar heard the sound of someone chopping wood in the bar in the middle of the night. Again, the Brick Tavern was closed and the doors were barred from the inside. "Jeremy, are you making that noise?" Wanda called to him. "Are you chopping wood?" He answered in the negative, and together they went downstairs and found that a chair in the bar had been chopped into pieces. This brings to mind the logger's ghost, who had been seen frequently next door at Steve's Sodalicious bar. A logger, of course, would be adept with an axe. Does the bearded specter wander between the two places? Or perhaps it was the ghost of one of the miners who populated the town. They too used axes in their work. While Rosalind's bars don't allow miners, they couldn't stop miners from frequenting their establishments even if they wanted to, for the ghosts of these dead men are persistent. Steve mentioned a house in town where his friends looked into a hole beneath it and saw something unexpected. They saw the faces of the miners, he told me. Today, Roslyn's population is around 1,000 people, far less than at its peak in 1910, when 4,000 folks lived there. Over 20 different ethnic groups lived together as the men in the families worked the coal mines. In its heyday, nearly 2 million tons of coal a year were produced. It was an honest living, but it was hard, dirty, and sometimes dangerous work. Accidents happened, and miners were sometimes killed. According to Marianne, oh my gosh, I can't say this name, Ojurovich, the carbide lights on the miners' hats had produced acetylene gas, which, at times built up and created deadly explosions. When the steam locomotives were replaced with diesels in the 1920s, the mines gradually began to shut down. Logging became the major occupation there for a while. Loggers or miners or merchants, they all bellied up to the bar at the Brick Tavern, which is the oldest licensed bar in the state of Washington. It opens its doors in 1889 and has seen some rowdy characters come and go. Worn wooden floors, high brick walls, and a spittoon that runs like a little river beside the bar all add to the rustic ambiance. In addition to the apparitions seen there, witnesses have also heard phantom piano music. Staff have left shots of whiskey out on the bar at night, hoping to appease the rambunctious spirits, only to find the glasses empty the next day. Downstairs, the remnants of an old jail cell recall a time when miners turned criminals were locked up there. Curiously, a tombstone for a man named William Thomas sits in one of the old cells. Is he buried there? If so, is his ghost one of the restless ones who roam Roslyn? Many of the mysteries of the historic town are buried and may remain that way forever. So I think it's weird to have a tombstone in a cell. I mean, like, did they bury him there after it was built, or did some stupid idiot decide they're going to build a cell around a gravestone? That makes absolutely no sense. But I bet you it scared a few of those prisoners straight after that. Okay, so I am going to try to attempt either, you can take him either as a lumberjack or a miner, but I'm going to attempt to draw him instead of the little girl, because I've done so many little girls before. So this is a little bit different if I draw this guy. And of course, I got to make him creepy. And I've also got to get you down closer. Alright, here we go. Up close and personal. So, let's see how to go about this. I am going to just start with what is his head here. We'll start there. Alright, we're just going to leave that go. And then we're going to I'm going to work from here on down. And I'm just going to give him a beard anyway. I don't know if miners had beards, but lumberjacks did, so I'll just give him a beard, and it could be either or it's going to be a combination of both. Alright, so let's get some clothes on this feller. Didn't really say too much about what he was wearing, only that he'd be possibly brandishing an axe. So, we shall draw this the best that we can. I know he should be more muscular, more, right? I guess I'm going to have to make him more muscular, because if he's either or, they've been swinging pickaxes and shovels and axes, so they got to be a little bit bigger in here. His neck should have been bigger too, but we'll just work with this for now. Okay. Alright, now, gotta give him some big arms. And get the shirt in here. Alright, let's get these going here. Okay. There's that. Alrighty, okay, this. He's gonna be holding an axe. I'm gonna have to have his hand stop right about here. And I'm gonna have that axe come through here. Alright, do this. This is the axe. He's got a sleeve rolled up here. Alright, let me do the axe part. Let me think about this for a second. I gotta try to put this in my mind what an axe might look like. See if I can get it. I think that kind of looks like a axe. Okay, now we gotta get his fingers wrapped around there. He's gonna be holding it. I'm making it complicated for myself, aren't I? Okay, we got 4 fingers going on here. Wrapped around here. Alright, so there he is holding that part of the... He's got big hands, don't he? No comments out there. No funny stuff. Alright, now... I'm going to have to draw his arm coming out here. And... I'm not doing too bad today with my drawing. I guess it could be worse. And there's his axe. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Alright. Why does he look so funny here? That's supposed to be his muscles in his shirt. Okay, so we got that part done. Now, I'm going to try to draw a really scary face. Now, he was in the jail cell. I mean, they're talking about somebody being buried in the jail cell. So, I'm going to make his beard a little bit longer, bushier. All right, so we're gonna put the ears here. I saw an image of this and I want to try to do it, but I don't know if I can. It was a real creepy image that I saw. That this is what the face would look like. And when I'm done, I will bring it up to you so you can see it. Since this guy may be forever trapped in the jail, I am going to now I gotta try to get these fingers wrapped around the jail thing here. Those are fingers that are trapped inside this guy's head. Yeah, just make this all spooky like. I'm gonna be funny. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give him one of those beanies like a lumberjack would wear. I don't know what you guys call it. We call them beanies. Where my husband was from Oklahoma, they called them toboggans. When he first said that, I was like, a toboggan is a sled. It is not a hat. That's the difference between Oklahoma and here. Toboggan. That was just funny. Just like he says, cool beams instead of cool beans. He says, what do you mean cool? I thought cool beams meant like cool sunglasses. Or yeah, that's what I mean. He goes, and I'm like, no, I think it's cool beans. I looked it up and it says it's supposed to be cool bean, like a jelly bean. Okay, so this guy, I'm going to move my thing so I can stand up. This guy, he's got the jail trapped. He's trapped within the jail. So now his face is the jail and someone in his mind is still trapped there. And there he is with his lumberjack axe. There we go. That's my rendition of that ghost. That scary ghost. That guy who's haunting the bar. He gets free drinks though. Not too bad, huh? Remember they leave drinks at the bar. So, hey, whatever works. I don't think they're gonna get rid of him that easily. If he's drinking and he's getting free drinks, what do you think? Makes you wonder if they also kind of haunt the abandoned mines or logging roads or whatever, wherever they worked, you know? It didn't really say too much, but I also wonder if they have like time frames that they are seeing, like when they would normally get off work and go to the bar. Are they constantly? Can you imagine being trapped in that for your eternity, not understanding why? You just keep going in this never-ending circle. I wish there was a way that we knew that actually happened and that there was a way to help them realize, hey, buddy, you're not here anymore. You know, but do they see us like we see them if they are an apparition? And if so, don't they think, well, why do these people dress funny? Why does this music sound weird? Why doesn't something jog them enough to let them move on? Oh, so many questions and no answers. Well, that's that for Friday the 13th. I hope you enjoyed it, the story and the little illustration. And we shall have another one on Monday. Same book. And please, thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. We have different things. We have, I have 2 different channels, but on this channel we have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which are the 3 main days. Monday being a story and a sketch. Wednesday is Whatever Wednesday, where I introduce things along the line of different sketching ideas or different crafts, sort of things to keep your mind busy, or to introduce to your children or grandchildren, or do family things with, or it's just odd things that normally wouldn't be considered unless it was introduced to you. So Fridays are also, well, you just noticed it, another story and illustration, and on those same days I do shorts, which are inspiring, motivating, positive, and encouraging. So check those out also. They're like white on black, where you see me write things on black paper with a white permanent marker. So check those out also. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Stay safe today. It's Friday the 13th. You know, some people have superstitions about it. Me, I'm a horror buff. I love it anyway. But to each their own. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay creative, stay creepy, and stay tuned for the next one. See you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.